We had to go out to some colleges and start doing our surveys and questionnaires and interviewing them, asking them about if they knew loads of questions. This part took about a week. So we had to ask them, what kind of career choices would you like to do? Do you have any guidance? Where would you go? Do you know about this Careers Scotland place? Would you go there? Why do you not know about it? How come? And all of these questions. And after a while, some things became quite clear. So we went back and we mapped out everything. We used a lot of post-its, as you can see. Basically we mapped out the whole user journey from not knowing about this service or this issue or this problem up until what could be possible solutions. So some of the key insights were that the center needs to communicate more efficiently, the location, the services, and the target audience. The interiors of the offices need to be redesigned. So while we were doing that also, we went to actually see the offices. And one of the problems was that they never noticed is that when a person goes in there to sit, they're like, there's this person that's just sitting right in front of them. And this person's already a bit nervous, and they're not really sure. They're like 17 years old, and they already feel the pressure. And the space was done in such a way that even if you wanted to like take your own computer survey test, people would still see next to you. So this obviously created some uncomfort that we noticed through observation in these people. So we realized, okay, this needs to be changed. The computer survey that they had was terrible. Because we actually tried it, 6 designers from us, like 6 designers who worked in design for at least 5 years. And after they did the survey, they got stuff like gardener and plumber. So it really did not make sense what the survey was trying to do. So that was something that we also needed to fix. The communication staff was sometimes quite a bit abrupt, so we thought that this also has to be fixed. Like the staff would sit down and they'd be like, okay, so what do you want to do? Directly straight questions. And obviously these kids, if they're really confused and they went someplace to get help, they're not really going to be able to just give you all the answers like that. So we needed to deal with that as well. The website was terrible. You could go on it for hours and you would get no information that was useful. And it was totally old HTML and like not interactive whatsoever. And basically after a person came in, the file would just like go someplace and whoever other staff member was there would just pick it up, so there was no continuity as well. And sometimes there were just way too many people in there in the small places, and sometimes no people at all, so the schedule was not organized. So we figured out all of these problems that we could fix through the research that we did. And now I'm just going to jump to the solutions that we got. So communication, one thing that we realized is that even though they had posters and awareness campaigns of all that, what they did is that they put them all in the holes where all the usual posters are. So usually it's all administrative stuff, it's things that the kids usually just didn't really care about looking at. So we decided more alternate media to actually get awareness, like using the coffee cups that they drink from every day or vinyl stickers on the floor that they would actually see. We completely changed the interior space and the signage. There was actually no signage outside as well. So we made it in a way where people can like feel comfortable having their own space and also have a waiting area where they feel comfortable interacting with books and other things as well. We changed the time schedule. So we made it so that instead of having this peak time where there were too many people at noon, basically there would be no appointments at noon, and that would be the only time where people could go in without an appointment. For the problem of the communication between the user and the staff member, we created these cards. And these cards basically made it a lot easier for the communication. So they would get the stack of cards, and they're divided into four different things. So it's like who they are, what they want to do, how they feel about certain things. And the communication would be kind of like a card game between the two of them. So this made it actually a lot smoother and a lot easier for them to engage instead of just asking the straightforward question. And finally, we also completely redid the website where it became something more of a social network. And it could be integrated into their Facebook if they wanted. This would have all of their skills in it. They would have an advisor that would always talk to them and be available to chat with them or anything that they needed. They could also find jobs through this. And they could play that game instead of having the player going there. We made it into an app so that they could actually do it online and send the results to the advisor, and then they would get this in return. So basically, this is, in short, 6 months of a research project that we did and came to some conclusions. And this project was actually given to the Scottish government, and they accepted it, and they're actually implementing it currently. Now, so now basically I've been back here for about 7 months, and I founded the MENA Design Research Center, which is funded by Tag Brands, a lovely design company. These two girls here work with me there as well. And we're basically, our work is more about non-profit, and it's about making social change, which is something that is important to many of us as designers, I hope. So our first project, which is already in a good stage and will be actually being prototyped right now, is this awareness, this health awareness campaign for the Lebanese youth. Tufula, I don't know if any of you don't know it, but it's a non-profit organization, and it's an NGO that is basically aimed at Lebanese youth. It started with the Dream Rooms, which were for cancer kids, and now they want to actually go further and help kids with their entire health awareness. So, when one of the girls from Tufula, Yasmin, who couldn't make it today, although she wanted to, said that also they want to do an awareness campaign, and she was like, so we want to basically have a magazine and make some TV ads and create awareness. And I was like, why don't we just start slow? Why don't we just actually do some proper research? So I told her the perfect thing that we could do for this, because they're kids, is we could do cultural pro kits. And I love working in cultural pro kits. So this is just a mock-up of how it would look. I can't actually show you the final product because it's a surprise. And basically it's a kit. Now, what does this kit have in it? It has a daily diary, it has a voice recorder, it has a camera, it has a seal so that no one can open it, a poster we put in there, some instructions, a stencil that they can use, and here they have also, in little boxes, they have postcards and pictures where they can put like or dislike. So what's the purpose of this? We realized actually that if we're going to create some sort of a system or a program or an awareness campaign for kids, we actually don't know anything about these kids. We cannot assume that we know these kids from the media, of American media even. We cannot assume that we know who they are and what they want. We cannot even assume that they would like this program to that, or this cartoon to that. We cannot assume anything actually. And so we decided to actually let the kids tell us who they are. And I just stood there and I basically did loads of questions about everything about their lives. Personal things, whether they'd ever been in love, how they felt about their parents. I wanted them to also record in the diary everything that they ate, what kind of subject that they liked in school. Every single thing I could think of as a child that someone would want to know, I put that in there. And the reason that we use this multimedia way is because first, kids find it a lot more difficult to express themselves than adults. And if you put a kid in front of you in a room and you said, all right, tell me this about yourself and tell me that, there's quite a few chances that they will not be able to respond properly, or they might lie, or they'll just be too shy. But when you give them a nice little toy that looks really cool, and you tell them, all right, you can go to your room and you can close the door and you can do whatever you want with this thing, and I think then they will actually have fun doing the research. So I tell them, all right, take a picture of your favorite clothes, take a picture of your most secret part in the room, take a picture, or record your voice. I ask them a question and then they have to record it. The reason that they record it is that sometimes, because of their vocab as well, they're not really able to write down feelings. But if you hear them, you might actually be able to tell a lot more. This is where the qualitative data really comes out, from the pictures and from the sounds and from the drawings that they will do. So, and also the images there are basically just to get an idea about like visually what stimulates them and what doesn't, what turns them off. I mean, if they saw someone smoking, for example, would they think that this is a cool thing or it's not a cool thing? At what age does this start? So, all of these reasons, I decided that we should definitely do a really big research to get to know these kids, so that eventually we could find different ways to get to them and create a healthier lifestyle for them and not just a campaign. So I'm basically almost at the end here, and I'm thinking about what are the future challenges, like what is expected of designers in the MENA region nowadays. I think it's about time that we realize that some research could actually do us some good, and there's a lot that needs to be done. And it's okay to be critical, and it's okay to look around your surroundings and say that, you know, I don't really like this, I'm going to try and make a difference about it. At least I try to do that. So And it's also fine to be like a graphic designer and just do pretty things as well. But every once in a while, it's also good to, you know, feel like you did something good out there, even if it wasn't bad. So I urge all of you to do that more often. And this is MENA Design Research Center if you feel like knowing more about what we do.